Hey,
Hi.
back again. Back to
Maybach the
back,
black
Maybach,
bitch,
stack
black
the
the
M's.
Benz. When you black dick, when you back it bends, once you take some black dick, you'll be black again.
You thought you ate. You swear you gobbled and swallowed and dripped down the side of. You did.
That was funny. I'm funny. I'm a funny fella.
And humor is
I'm a double
like
F.
definitely subjective.
Mm-hmm. You a hater, bro. You and your loud ass dog
I
eating this
know.
toy that he ain't even want.
I feel like they can't hear it.
They probably can't, but they can't because last time I said you can hear
Yeah,
the
yeah,
dog and
yeah.
they
It
didn't
is
hear it.
so loud though. This toy you guys right now.
Super loud. But y'all would never
Screeching.
know. Y'all will never know. So
Unless you do know.
they just turn it up to hear it.
Yeah. Hi, my name's Nicholas, and that's Edmund, and we're just a couple of mans with tans here to talk crap.
I'm more Tanner though.
More Tanner.
Mm-hmm.
More tan would probably work.
More Tanner.
Not more educated. Actually, you are technically. But
Yeah.
today,
On the day of two.
I feel like everyone thinks that we have this like we're super chill, which I think we are.
We are chill. Two peas in a motherfucking pod.
Okay. I feel like people think like we agree on everything because we're so chill.
Yeah.
We don't. This is a topic that we like don't. We simply don't agree on.
No.
I brought it up thinking I'm just presenting 2 points to him because I didn't talk about it, so I presented kind of like both sides. I realized where I stood and that he stood completely on the opposite side. You know what else is bothering me? If you're watching this video, is the tables are centered, but we're two different sizes, so like we're not centered in the thing. Oh my god. Okay, so that's a little better. The topic is like censorship, apps, and the fact that do the people who create the apps and run the apps really have control over what happens and like I guess like say
And like their obligations.
yeah as controllers of the
As
app morally and
yeah.
legally.
Mm-hmm.
And it started because I saw this person, her name was Susan Yara, and she talked about how as Instagram was changing, everybody was upset, being like, I can't believe Instagram's adding this and taking away this and blah, blah, blah. Like that Instagram hasn't done it like every year. We are all just users of an app,
Mm-hmm.
and we can have this outrage about things we hate that people are being banned for immoral reasons. And hers wasn't about that. Her video though was like, guys, stop complaining about the new Instagram story feature or the new this, because it's like we are all just creators or users on an app that is not ours. We have the privilege of using that app.
Mm-hmm.
And that made me think like, yeah. And then when people get banned, because like I got banned on TikTok when I had like 150 something K, and I was pretty upset about it because like, oh, I can say this here. I didn't get to say this on TikTok because I don't want to get banned again. During what was going on when the George Floyd whole thing happened, I was making videos about it. Every video I posted about it got taken down for bullying and whatever. And then they were like, you violated the terms too many times, you're out. But none of my other videos violated. It became like a common thing. Like a lot of creators were talking about how their videos about that were being taken down, and it just made me think about that time. And I was like, yeah, like honestly, it's so horrible and wrong that people do that. Like silence creators or silence people. And do I think people should be able to say what they want? Sure, live your life, good or bad, I guess, like whatever. When I think like free speech, for me, free speech on what, like you don't have free speech in my house, I can kick you out of my house. That's how I looked at it. Look at it. And like when you're on somebody else's app, like you came to my app, say I run an app called Nick Talk, okay, and you say something I don't like on my app, toodles, goodbye, this is mine, I run this show. And you were like,
I'm not, before I say anything that I'm saying, I want to make it clear, because we was talking last time that like I'm not on one side or the other. I just can't see it as a black and white sort of like viewpoint. Like I get what you say about like if you are the end all be all of this, like if you have the power to just wake up and say the site is gone, then therefore you can decide what the rules and regulations are in that space. And I agree with that. But what I was saying was more so to the fact that that thought process or that decision that you make cannot be so binary that you don't think about 1,000 other things prior to making that decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like whoever the CEO of Facebook is, or the Facebook group, or whatever the fuck, they have the power to choose whatever the rules and shit is like that. But they also have to remember the fact that they are one of the top 3 biggest apps on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Like Facebook swayed an election. Like things like tools that you can use in Facebook was used to rig an election. Like tools that you can use in Facebook or help with like the insurrection. Like the FBI is finding people from, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so it's not just a place where you can just talk about how much you hate Kim Kardashian, right? Like you can actually do things that really impact the world in a good or negative way.
Mm-hmm.
And so that thought process of, if I don't like it, you can just leave, kind of just like, I think it ignores the like the magnitude of the thing that we're talking about in itself.
Like, I agree with what you're saying. But my whole thing is, if I made it, like, I get to make that choice. And I'm saying, like, yeah, it could be so wrong. Like, but then do you go, Ariana Grande had a voting something thing at every one of her concerts, or voting registration at every single one of her concerts to encourage people to vote. And she was very vocal about who she was voting for. Is that not the same thing to you, though?
No.
How?
Because
that many people, she's influencing that many people to vote a certain way. Isn't that what those apps are doing?
That presents you with an option. If she says, I have voting booths in this place, it'd be different if
she's on social media talking about do not vote for Trump and don't.
Let's not play. It's election season soon, so bitch, don't play with me. Y'all seen what happened the first goddamn time.
Just because y'all like Biden doesn't mean we should vote in Trump.
Come on, girl.
I'm Canadian, I don't know. But like, so she was also very vocal though, saying this is who I'm voting for and this is why you shouldn't vote for so-and-so. And because of that, I have registration for you to vote. Like,
right. But the difference in that is that she has these places to register the vote. You can go there and register to vote, and you can vote for whoever you want to after that. It's not like she's sitting up and having voting booths for people to vote, and you only have the option to pick Biden or the option to pick one person.
You don't only have an option to pick on Facebook.
But like,
you don't. How though? How do you?
Not Facebook in particular, but like,
any app, Twitter,
like
any app.
So, for example, YouTube.
Yes.
You cannot say the word pedophile.
Yeah, true.
The reason they don't even know the word I just said because you just bleeped it out.
Think James Charles.
You can't say that word on YouTube.
Yeah.
But
I know why.
Because what?
Ads. So there was you could say, remember the time when you could say
whatever you want to, yeah.
And then YouTube it was back when it wasn't monetized. You couldn't make money. Ads started to come up on the sides of your videos. Then they made money, but not the creators. I believe. And then allegedly, in my opinion. And then once you could monetize your videos, companies started paying to be like, hey, I want my ad on videos. And then YouTube had to take a step back and go, okay, now there's like the brands are mad and they're going to pull money away from us because we're putting ads on videos of sensitive topics like that. So now, because we want to monetize, we're taking away that ability to say those things and talk about those things. I'll show you after this the process of the buttons you have to click and do stuff to upload a video now. It's so different than even when I started YouTube. You have to click all these things that are like, I'm not talking about this, submit. And that's why their checks can take like hours sometimes on your videos. So they're searching for keywords and things. Because the reason they do that is because they want to keep their platform monetizable, if that's a word. But like, that's why I'm saying like, you can't say that word because that affects their bag.
And I understand that. But also, if you don't allow people to if you are not allowed to call a duck, what is the next generation going to call that?
But that's
what sort of information are you going to get on what that, like, I understand the money part about it, but like,
that's why Twitter's Twitter. And if Twitter took that down, another app would try to appear. Do you know what I mean? Like, the reason people love Twitter is because you can pretty much
do and say whatever it is that you want.
Whatever you want.
Of course.
If Twitter decided today, no, you can't. You don't think everybody would flock to the next thing? Let them.
But what is the next thing, and how long will it take for that to gain steam?
That's how. Look how
and then
fast,
how long?
Look how fast
and
TikTok gains steam.
But then hold on. But then that also raises the questions of like, okay, you can't say blah 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 on YouTube,
Mhm.
and then that's also a thing on Instagram, and then it turns
Mhm.
into a thing on Facebook, and then it turns into a thing on Twitter.
Yeah.
Do you think that the next platform is going to not follow the same rules as the rest of the biggest platforms on the
For
planet?
sure. Look what happened with the word vaccine. If you say vaccine,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to fucking what's it called? I can say fuck, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to like
Yeah.
the word vaccine
Yeah.
because shot for you know
Shot for.
because you'll get a flag under your video.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing. It just happens so fast.
Mm-hmm.
You say even anything about it on Instagram, they catch it so fast.
I just think
You're not
that.
pushing it.
Yeah.
But like that's Instagram's choice. You can't do anything about that as a human being. But I will say, do you remember when TikTok was almost like dead? Like Trump was banning TikTok. The world was falling apart, but he was like, man, TikTok.
They're talking about banning
Because
TikTok every 5
he was talking about
seconds.
banning TikTok because it was swaying the election against him.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was pissed. So that's why he wanted to ban it. But then Triller came out. And then some other app came out.
I thought Triller was before TikTok.
Sorry, Triller. People were like jumping ship from TikTok.
Oh, they
like,
were
everybody,
going.
that's
They was
why,
going back to Triller because.
Yeah, that's why like everybody was like promoting Triller, and then like some other app. I can't remember what it was. I got it too because I was like, well, fuck. If they're gonna drop it from America, that's like 90% of my audience. Like I'm screwed.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what I'm saying is, if TikTok creates all the censorship, which they have now,
Mm-hmm.
if they created it even more, people were already ready to jump ship.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be another app. There'll always be another app. There was a MySpace and a Facebook, and we never thought there was going to be another app.
Yeah.
Look how fast TikTok had its come up. That was quick.
Yeah, that was very quick.
I don't
that
know
was
what
like
was quicker, Charlie or TikTok. Like, that was quick. Charlie made TikTok come up. Like,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, like, personally, I don't think anybody can tell me what to do in my own house. And if I created it, fuck you.
Yeah.
You don't like what I have to say? Sick. Don't, like, go. Leave.
Yeah.
Leave.
No, I get that.
It's not the same to me because I thought about this in comparison as like when people are like, I didn't think about this. Actually, I just lied to you. I saw the comparison of people saying, that's like saying, if you don't like our rules, get out of our country. Babe, an app is free. You can't just dip from your country. If you have that privilege, that's so nice for you.
And that's part of why I kind of agree with you is because like at the end of any day, like these apps are free, right? Like you didn't have to pay money to interact.
Sorry. Scoop is pissed.
Yeah, like he's trying to get comfy on it.
Sorry, we just had to take a second because the camera turned off, and then now Steve is all grumpy. Like we're back. Okay.
I partially agree with you because, like I said, at the end of any day, all this shit is free. So like you don't have to pay no money to interact with these apps, right? So like
you can't just legally leave a country.
Like you can't just like
you can legally leave an app though.
You know, if I go to any other country, they're gonna be like, okay. You can't get a job because you don't. You're not a citizen.
Visa.
Yeah, but if you just like delete Facebook, how many times people delete Facebook
because
they need like a break?
Facebook. We're about to set up my Facebook.
Yeah.
For Facebook Reels or whatever to be monetized.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I need your help. Like I've logged onto Facebook to like DM my aunt. Because I don't have her number. Like I've logged onto Facebook twice in like since before I met you. Like I don't care, but I don't use it.
Well, I don't really either.
Yeah, but like, and I know that there's gonna be like people with their beef grippers on the keyboard right now being like, well, there's people spreading misinformation, right? And it's like how if an app, like the biggest app in the world, like say TikTok pivoted and they were like, you know what, we're only spreading like propaganda, whatever. We're Fox News. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden we're Fox News. You know what? What a good fucking example.
Okay.
Fox News exists. We haven't overthrown them. We haven't taken them over.
Yeah.
They don't share anything but their opinion.
Yeah.
Everyone just says Fox News.
Yeah.
So they go somewhere else for their news. But I get that, like, if...
But even then, like, when you speak about news, you'll see... Well, maybe not you, because you only see a lot. But a lot of people are speaking out on both liberal and conservative, or just news in general nowadays, because one, a lot of these news companies now, because they didn't have a lot of money a couple years ago, are getting bought out by like these billionaires who are spreading propaganda or misinformation or whatever their agenda is. They only promoting certain shit. That or
that's the part I understand is like when I saw that like Elon Musk was gonna buy Twitter, I was like, I mean, it definitely makes you think that like these billionaires could just like buy everything and
Mhm.
decide that it's theirs. They could literally today decide that
Mhm.
like Elon could buy every social media platform and it's just his.
Mhm.
You start a new one, he buys it. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean? But I think that's where it's like it's hard because they could just be like, no, we stand in our morals. But then he could be like, here's $40 billion, and they're like, fuck my morals. And you were saying like when I was doing dishes, you were like, okay, but I think when a company hits a certain capacity with a certain kind of influence and a
Mhm.
certain kind of thing, like they just shouldn't be able to ban whomever they want and push whatever they want. Like it should be a free speech thing, but it's like, what's the number? Who decides that? And then also,
Mhm.
F you, because what? I worked to like build this and now it's no longer mine.
It's not that it's not. It's not that it's no longer
Yeah, I can't
yours.
make a decision anymore
No,
on
no,
what
no,
I want to do with
no,
that
no,
app.
no, no, no. I think you. It's. I'm not saying it's not yours in the sense that like the government should be able to come in and tell you what you can and can't do with your application. I'm just saying that as a human being on the planet
Is that
Earth,
what an
full
app
of
stands for?
application. Yes, honey. You never knew that?
Applications.
Oh man.
I thought applications were like, I'm handing in an application to like work here.
No, honey.
Shut up. Is that what applications, like the apps, app store?
Apps are the application store. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Anyway, the government shouldn't be able to come in and tell you how you should be allowed to run your application
But
to an extent.
what? That's so fucked though.
But I'm
Not
saying
I built this shit from the ground up, and you're gonna waltz in, waddle in, and tell
because
me what I can and can't do.
because
But then
and this is here.
misinformation as a whole should be illegal. Then you can't just make it illegal on my app because you're pissed because I have more influence than you. Suck my dick.
I mean, yeah,
That's silly.
but I mean, you can't like. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not easy, right? Like, you can't just be like, well, misinformation should be illegal, period, because like, is that an infringement on free speech, right? Like,
But isn't it like,
and then also when you're talking about these applications and shit like that, right? Like, who decides what misinformation is?
well, actually, Miss YouTube, Miss Susan, head of YouTube, she decided
Mm-hmm.
that any misinformation now about how to like alternative abortion methods
Mm-hmm.
will be banned from YouTube. Immediate ban.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just found that out.
And then like that sucks. And I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, you can go somewhere else to talk about it, but like, can you when you get
Yeah.
when you got your post taken down for possession of an
Oh my
illicit
God.
item when all you said
I'm
was
jumping off my
you're jumping
roof
off the roof?
because I spelled a word wrong. They took my post out on Instagram because they were like, hey, you have illegal substances.
And like that's also the thing too, right? Because a lot of these places
But
that
I
like
just go like, okay, I'm just gonna word it a different way, or I'm gonna do a different thing. I'm gonna say something else, or I'm just not gonna say it because you're right. I didn't need to say that, but whatever. Who cares? In my head, who cares?
that's like whatever. But like
But
I
that's a
think I'm
privilege of mine to be like, who cares?
yeah, like what I think that when you talking more so about like other shit, like more like important shit, then like you got to be a little bit more thoughtful.
Fucking bugs, man.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. You got to be a little bit more thoughtful about what you can and cannot allow, or what should or should not be allowed, right? Like people in the Ukraine would probably like to use social media to bring awareness to what it is they go
Absolutely.
through, or people in like third world country. I don't want to say that. People in like
You already
less,
got ripped
yeah,
for
they already
that.
got me for that one. People in like less, like more impoverished places
Mm-hmm.
or more corrupt countries would like to say what's going on and
No,
like,
babe, you live in
oh my god,
America. There's already all that shit.
no, but I'm saying
Like,
like, wow. Well, yeah, true.
people
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
speak about, like, it's how, like, don't say gay, Bill. Like that stuff.
yeah.
That's literally in your country.
Don't say gay. Oh yeah, the schools,
Like,
right?
babe.
It's so much
Babe.
stuff that happens over there all the time. I be
Babe.
getting lost, but like, but like, I don't know. My whole thing is just that like, no.
Mouth.
My whole thing is just that like, no, you can't force Instagram
Mhm.
legally to like allow this and not allow that, and that's a whole other just things that go into that
Well,
as
because,
well.
like, they don't let me say things.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok does it too. I can't reply to somebody who
Mm-hmm.
called me a and to kill myself and all these crazy
Mm-hmm.
things. You know what I mean? People were girl, whoever. Do you remember that girl who was like DMing me and calling you like a monkey and all that
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah.
She can do that, but I can't reply to her because Instagram will take my stuff down, but not theirs. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
think is like, or I just kind of go like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think I just don't care.
Yeah.
personally. I used to be mad
Mm-hmm.
on TikTok all the time. I'd be like, people would say all this stuff, and I'd be like, how can they say that? And the second I reply, I get taken down or banned. Like, that's so fucked. Like, they shouldn't be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But then at some point, I just went, it's not my app.
Like whatever. Yeah.
It's not my app.
Yeah. No.
I'm just a user. I gotta play by the rules.
No, for sure. For sure. Yeah, definitely.
And I get it. Like, you want to be able to speak about things, bring awareness to things that the government hides or apps hide or whatever. Like, you want to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I totally understand that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not in the defense of like immoral behavior.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm in defense of. I'm just saying, like,
I think
where's
that
the line? Like, okay, we're going to take it back. Okay, we're going to take it back.
Mm-hmm.
Logan Paul in the Suicide Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Jenna and Julian made that podcast saying, I don't think he should be taken off of YouTube, deplatformed, and banned.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you start doing that and you decide for YouTube, because YouTube didn't decide to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but once you decide as the like consumer, user, whomever,
Mm-hmm.
that censorship like that should happen or deplatforming should happen,
Mm-hmm.
where does it stop?
Mm-hmm.
Because now we're just going to add to the list.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you decide as a creator, because like YouTube didn't decided to just take him off of monetary whatever, they took him off YouTube Red, they were like, sorry, but he could still make videos.
Mm-hmm.
People were pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start
Mm-hmm.
as an app allowing other people to make decisions for you,
Mm-hmm.
then where does it end?
And then you
Where does it end?
risk getting thrown into a rabbit hole of like
That's what I'm saying.
trying to make everybody.
No, but like not even like, say the government decides or somebody, Jeff Bezos, who gives a shit, decides, they go like, hey, you can't do this, you can't ban this person, you can't do this, or you can only push this information, we're going to take this misinformation down. Like somebody higher up
Mm-hmm.
decides that. Where does their end? Because now that person can go, and this.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the Supreme, that's basically like what's happening in the Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they've decided this one thing.
Yeah.
And now they're like, maybe let's talk about this. Maybe let's talk about this.
Mhm.
Maybe let's talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, where's the line? Like, where do you decide that? Where do you? Obviously the law in like an app is different. But
Or
the
you
law is
just-
very.
I mean,
government's involved.
but it's like it's yeah.
That's why it's like it's all confusing.
You're
it's all
saying
hard.
like what's the line and like.
Once you let someone make those choices for you, like
Mhm.
as your business.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I shouldn't have said the law part because that's different, obviously. But once you let a third party decide and dictate how you run your shit,
Mhm.
when it's never been like a law before,
Mm-hmm.
if it has been, that's different. But censorship is so gray. Where is the line for that person? Because what we see is the corruption of once you start having other voices come in,
Mm-hmm.
shit gets fucked. Rights are taken away, things are taken away, all
Mhm.
that stuff. So it's like you can't let somebody else decide that for you as your business or your app,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I think once you give that power away,
Mhm.
it's not your app anymore.
But I
You
also
lose all your control.
Of course. But I also think that on the flip side, you got to consider, like, just like you can't let people run amok to decide what you can do as your thing, sometimes you cannot allow people to just do whatever it is they want to with such a powerful tool like these apps, right? Like, okay, Jeff has the power to do whatever he wants with, I think he owns, not Times Magazine, he owns, what is it? The New York Times, I believe.
Does it really?
Yeah. I think he owns, it's some big news outlet that he owns. So yes, in theory, like as the owner of this news station, obviously he has appointees and this, that, and blah, 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 but like he ultimately has the decision to be like, hey, I want more of this content pushed out because I bought this motherfucker.
So we need to cap billionaires. Billionaires shouldn't exist.
No, I'm not saying. Yeah. Well,
That's-
yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
next topic
Yeah.
we're going to talk about with
Yeah.
Kylie's climate vulture consumption situation and what billionaires should and shouldn't be allowed to do.
But I'm saying that there needs to be something in place to make sure that Jeff doesn't go crazy with that because again, hundreds of millions of people read this news article from this news station.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just pushing out whatever the fuck you feel like, because let's say
Isn't that what Vice is though? Vice is like consistently putting out, allegedly in my opinion, lies and like bullshit. Like half the stories aren't even real. They literally, like, Vice is known for like putting out dumb shit.
Yeah.
We didn't stop them. Vice is huge.
Price is huge. But you're kind of helping prove my point. Like there has to be something in
I'm
place.
just saying get over it. That's what I'm saying. Like Vice does it. New York Times does it. Fox News does it.
But just
Everybody
because,
does it.
something happens doesn't mean you should just say fuck it, right? Everybody and their mama got guns in Chicago, be shooting people up all day. We just gonna say
No, but
fuck
that's
it.
a law.
I'm
That's the difference.
but what I'm saying, I'm just speaking to like the
Because allowing free speech takes away free speech. Once you're allowing somebody to step in and say, hey, you can and cannot do this, that takes
mhm,
away free speech. If it's my app and you're
mhm,
telling me
mhm,
what can and can't be pushed,
yeah.
you've taken away mine. But your whole goal is to allow free speech. So it's
Mhm.
like, that's silly to me.
But that's also why it's hard,
Yeah.
right? Like
Please let us know how you feel because this is also confusing. This is just a discussion. I'm not like on any side technically
we just throwing shit around.
because I
That's whatever.
understand. Like, this is what I'm saying. I'm just like,
No, I get you
I'm
too.
playing
I'm
the
just
devil's
like,
advocate of like, this is not your app. You can't tell
and
me
I'm
what to
more so
do.
speaking to like you
Yeah.
got a responsibility, a
But I
social
get
responsibility.
the immoral and moral part because TikTok is a Chinese app. So like what our morals in America are not their morals. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, are we gonna decide what a whole other country
Y'all heard how he
does?
just said our morals in America, like he's American. That's real crazy. How he just
I live
said,
in North America.
that's crazy how he just said
Am I
shit
not
like
American?
that.
Is that how that works? I'm North
I don't know.
American.
It should work like that.
I remember saying it. Someone was like, "You sound so stupid. You're not American." I was like,
North
"Don't I live
America.
in North America?"
Yeah. But then again, by that you can call like Mexicans American because that's South America. You can call Brazilians American because that's South America, right?
Do you
Like,
not?
no, you call them Brazilians
Wait,
and
we can't even get
Mexicans.
into geography because I didn't even know that Australia was over where it is. Like I couldn't even believe
Where
it.
did you think Australia was?
I don't know. Okay, so this is such a random comment.
Where
I'm sorry.
did you think Australia was,
Okay,
honey?
so I was on Twitch and they said something and I was like, they were like, I think it was Shreya because she loves fucking clown me,
Uh-huh.
and she was like, how many continents are there? And I was like, one, two, three. Or no, first I thought there was two continents. Turns out there's seven. And
I
then
thought it was two kind of.
I'll tell you why. I thought I barely got out of high school, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just so we're clear. And when I was there, I wasn't. I thought
Mm-hmm.
continents were pieces of land. So all the
Oh,
land
like
that's
the massive
connected,
land.
the
Okay,
plates or
so
whatever.
you called America's one, and then
And then
Africa one, and then like the
no, babe,
whole.
I thought it was connected.
Oh,
Well, it is.
I mean, yeah,
Anything that's connected by land, I thought was a one single
continent.
continent. So like the
Okay.
whole Europe, Asia situation, I thought was like one
One
continent.
continent, and then there's us,
How
who's
about
one
this?
continent.
I'm so
We
stupid that I Google it and I go, is there even enough like land for that? Like world for seven continents? Is there enough land for seven continents? That's so silly. Yeah, that was dumb too. Then get this. I see Australia. And the first thing I say, and I don't know, I think Shreya might have made a clip, but I go, what the fuck is Australia doing all the way over there? Like, what are you doing over there? And then I think, was it Maddie? Because she's Australian. She goes, I don't know. Like,
like we're just here.
I don't know,
I don't
man.
know.
I was like, what is it doing over there? I couldn't even believe it.
What is it doing?
I thought it was
over
like up there with the Europe situation, all that. I thought that was all up there. And I just remember being like, what the hell are you doing over there? Yeah. I couldn't even believe it. It's so little.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty small. It's a pretty small country.
Yeah. So let's not even get into geography because, like, oh boy, I don't know. I don't even know how many provinces there
I
are.
said country. I meant continent. I think it's split up. Is Australia?
I don't know. Australia's a continent.
It's a continent, but is
Yeah.
it a country? Like, there's not the country. No, because there's New Zealand, and then there's. Anyway, next.
That's all I got for you. Anyway, please leave comments about this topic, not about how stupid
Not about
I am.
how stupid we are, because
Because if we did a geography test right now, we're both screwed.
I get a lot of it right. I just wouldn't. If they asked me if Australia is a country or not, I'd be like, "What?"
I would offend so many people.
For sure.
I think I did. What did they say? I was like, something about like Europe's a country. And they were like, it's not.
It's not.
And I was like, what? Like England's in Europe. And they're like, what? And then I was like Paris is like a country because like, or no, France is a country because like Paris, France, right?
You said France is the country. You probably
Paris,
said it
France. No,
backwards.
Paris, France. It's not France and Paris. It's Paris and France.
Oh, so then France is a country. Yes.
Is it?
Yeah. France
Is
is
it a
a.
province? Or what do they have?
It's like this. It's like this. It's like how. It's like how Cape Town is a city in the country of South Africa on the continent of Africa. If Cape Town is in South, yeah, Cape Town is South Africa. Yeah,
Okay.
like how Egypt is a country in Africa, Liberia is a
Mhm.
country in Africa.
Canada's a country in North America.
Yes.
So what's a capital of Canada?
What is? I don't know what the capital of Canada
Do we
is.
have one?
Yeah, every country has a capital.
But does it?
Mm-hmm.
Then what's the capital of Ontario?
I think Toronto.
Ottawa.
Ottawa.
Then what's the capital of
Ottawa is a province.
Alexa. No, it's not. What is the capital of Canada?
The capital of Canada is Ottawa.
Oh.
Alexa, what is the capital of Ontario?
Ontario's capital city is Toronto.
Oh, you were right.
Okay. So yeah.
I don't know. I may live
Like,
here. Lived here my whole life. It's never been a thought.
it's like how every state has a capital, every
Yeah.
city has a
I thought
not
Ottawa
capital,
was
but like
in Ontario for the longest time. It's in Quebec.
that's why I haven't.
Alexa, where is Ottawa?
Ottawa is a city in the province of Ontario in eastern Canada.
Anyway, we're done. Time to go.
Hi.
But I hope you were frustrated. We were. I don't know the answer to this. There isn't one. It's such a gray area.
Yeah.
And like,
It's not a simple back and forth.
obviously, it's like
There's a lot to
everybody
think
should just
about.
have better morals. But I think
Everyone should have free speech, but also just like,
free speech is like scary.
yeah.
I've heard a lot of people speak. They shouldn't be free. Yeah. My name's Nicholas. You can follow me here. You're already on my YouTube.
You're already
what the
here,
fuck?
dummy. Hit the button
and
right there.
Nicholas James Emmizzie.
Is it right here?
It's what do you mean?
The red subscribe button.
I think it's bottom right.
So it's here. Yeah.
I think I might be making it up. It's below the video. Nicholas James Emmizzie, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch.
My name's Edmund. You can follow me on Instagram, and TikTok at EMMIZZIE. Instagram, and then 2 E's on TikTok.
Opposite, but okay.
2 E's on Instagram and 1 E on TikTok.
Yeah. Want to see something cute if you're a visual listener? Mr. Baby.
Scuba Goo.
Oh, a little baby.
Hi, honey.
Oh,
Can you
hey.
sit?
Does a lot of licking. Sit down. Oh, he licked the mic.
Bitch, don't lick the
He
mic.
licked the mic. Did you guys hear that?
Hi. Yeah, I'm sure
Oh,
they did because he
sweet
smacked the shit out of it.
Boy, you're sweet.
Hello, give me some kisses.
Oh,
okay, put
hey,
your little dangling
How
away.
his wheeze out.
No, okay, I'm done.
Oh,
You're good. No, you're done. Nope, I'm done.
Fun fact, guys.
All done.
Steve
All done.
has only ever humped
All
Edmund.
done.
That's
All
it.
done.
Nothing else. Nobody else.
All done.
Anyway,
Back
goodbye,
up.
everybody.